My mommy is sick, but she still works every day because she loves me." The small voice trembled through the marble lobby of Thornfield Tower, stopping Garrett Ashford mid-stride. The 33-year-old CEO turned slowly, his polished shoes whispering against the floor. There, on a wooden bench near the rain-streaked windows, sat a little girl with golden curls, no more than 4 years old. Her pink dress was faded but clean, her small hands clutching a worn storybook. She wasn't speaking to him. She was talking to herself, her eyes fixed on the darkening sky outside. Garrett felt something crack open inside his chest. He'd spent years building walls around his heart, ever since that terrible birthday 16 years ago when flames had swallowed the shopping mall, and his parents with it. He'd learned to move through life untouched, unreachable, but this child's whisper found its way through. "Where is your mother?" he asked gently, lowering himself onto the bench beside her. The little girl, Meadow, she said her name was, looked up with eyes too wise for her age. "Mommy's upstairs. She cleans the offices at night. Then she goes home and teaches children on the computer, because we need money for my medicine." Garrett's throat tightened. "What's wrong with your mommy?" "She's very tired, and sometimes she cries when she thinks I'm sleeping." That night, Garrett made calls. He learned about Hazel Bennett, 27, a single mother working 2 jobs after her husband abandoned them when Meadow was diagnosed with a chronic condition. Hazel cleaned offices from 6 p.m. to midnight, then logged online until 3 a.m. tutoring students, sleeping only in fragments. The next evening, Garrett waited in the lobby again. When Hazel emerged from the elevator, exhaustion etched into every line of her young face, he stood. "Miss Bennett, I'm Garrett Ashford. I'd like to speak with you." Hazel's eyes widened with fear of losing even this small job. "If this is about Meadow being here, I'm so sorry. My babysitter canceled and I couldn't afford—" "It's not that," Garrett interrupted softly. "Please, just a moment." What he discovered over coffee in his office shook him. Hazel wasn't just tired. She was collapsing under the weight of medical bills, rent, and the silent shame of doing everything alone. Yet when she spoke of Meadow, her face transformed with fierce, radiant love. "She tells me stories every night, made-up fairy tales where the princess always saves herself. She's teaching me how to be brave." Garrett saw his own mother in Hazel's trembling smile, that same stubborn grace he'd taken for granted until it was gone forever. The next day, Garrett did something his board would never understand. He created a position, Family Wellness Coordinator, with full benefits, daycare, and salary enough for Hazel to quit her night jobs. But he didn't stop there. He established a company fund for employees facing medical hardships, remembering all the families who'd suffered in that mall fire, who'd received nothing but sympathy. When Hazel learned what he'd done, she broke down in his office. "Why?" she sobbed. "You don't even know us." "Because someone should have done this for my mother," Garrett said quietly, his voice thick. "She was in that mall buying my birthday present. I was turning 17, and I spent it planning her funeral instead." Hazel reached across the desk and took his hand, a simple gesture that meant everything. Months later, on a spring evening soft with promise, Garrett found Meadow in the company's new family center, reading to younger children. Her health had stabilized with proper care. Hazel stood nearby, no longer haunted by exhaustion, her eyes bright with purpose in her new role. "Mr. Garrett," Meadow called out, running to him. "Mommy says you're our angel, but I think you're more like a friend who was sad and needed us too." Garrett knelt down, this time without the weight of old ghosts crushing his shoulders. "You're right, Meadow. I did need you. You taught me something important." "What's that?" "That kindness isn't about fixing everything. It's about seeing someone struggle and saying, 'You don't have to carry this alone anymore.'"
Hazel joined them, her hand resting gently on her daughter's head. "We all need saving sometimes," she said softly. "The brave thing is letting someone catch you when you fall." Outside, rain began to fall again, but this time it felt like renewal, washing away old sorrows, making space for something tender and new. Garrett realized that healing wasn't about forgetting the past, it was about honoring it by becoming the person who shows up, who sees suffering and doesn't turn away. "My mommy isn't sick anymore," Meadow whispered, snuggling against Hazel's side. "And neither is Mr. Garrett's heart." In that moment, surrounded by the quiet hum of people caring for one another, Garrett understood kindness isn't weakness, it's the strongest thing we can offer, because it requires us to stay soft in a world that teaches us to be hard. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's spread more stories of kindness and hope together.